2.5 years. I don't know. You tell me. How have I maintained the OMAD lifestyle? That's a long story, but let's just talk about the types of fasting that have brought me to really just eating OMAD. First, the types of fasting that you can encounter when starting intermittent fasting is just exactly what I said, is intermittent fasting, which you are having a window of eating and then you have a window of not eating in a 24-hour period. For instance, you might want to do a 16-8. And that seems to be the most popular route that people go, especially if they're starting to live the OMAD lifestyle or the fasting lifestyle. In this sense, a 16-8 is where you're eating in an 8-hour period, for instance, like 12 to 8 p.m., and then you're fasting for the rest of the time. Other types of fasting are extended fasting or maintenance fasting or a short fast, a mini fast. There's all different types of fasting. In this sense, with OMAD, OMAD is flexible. So let's just get into why I'm doing OMAD. I began OMAD because I was really doing 2 meals a day, and I put that in an intermittent fasting window. I was doing about an 18-6, and this is without knowing it, but I was eating the 2 meals and I was snacking in between. And then I got to a point where I was just eating the 2 meals and no snacking because I was trying to reach my goal and lose at least 10 pounds at that time. We're talking at least 4 or 5 years ago. As I gradually learned more and educated myself about the different ways of doing things, I came across OMAD. And being that it's 1 meal a day, people thought I was so nuts. They thought I was crazy. For me, it's the most beautiful thing that I've encountered when it came down to my food choices in life and how it affects my body, my spirit, my well-being in general. But there is a dark side of OMAD. There's pros and cons. But I'm going to start out with the cons because the dark side, you have to make sure that this is something that you want to encounter and experience to be aware of what those cons could be. Some of the cons here for me, in my experience, is that there can be a weight stagnation, basically a metabolic slowdown, if you will. Because I've been doing it for a long period of time, over 2.5 years, going into 3, my metabolism seemed to slow down just a bit. You have to tweak it on a regular basis because you're ever evolving. That's something that you want to look at. And so if you're trying to stay a specific weight and have maintenance there, or if you're trying to lose weight, this could be an issue that you may want to look at a little bit deeper. Another con could be binging in a short eating window. Yes, because I eat 1 or 2 hour eating window a day for my OMAD, I tend to snack afterwards. And so if I'm stressed, and of course we've been feeling that way for months now, I have tend to be binging right after with more snacks. And then that just turns into more of a meal, right? But it's not the right foods. And so you have to be aware of that it could cause you to binge because you may feel like you're just not getting enough in that 1 meal. The other con, it could cause a disorder. If you are prone to addictive behavior, you want to take a look at this carefully because you don't want to end up having an eating disorder. Then maybe you're either starving yourself or you're binging, which could cause bulimia or something of that sort. I would definitely check in with someone that can help supervise you on these type of extreme meal plans. You want to make sure that you have a healthy relationship with food in this type of lifestyle. One more con I would say is constipation. I found that I've been constipated a lot lately. I really need to take a probiotic, and either it's my Coso cleanse drink or it's my capsules of probiotic that I need to take on the go on a daily, or I feel that I will be constipated, and that is no fun if you're going a day or 2 and you can't really go. Yeah, that can make you sick. You want to be careful because, again, if I didn't do it right in that 1 meal, meaning eating a lot of vegetables, a lot of water content foods, then we're going to have a problem. And then you're not going like you should. Because after each meal, you should have a bowel movement. You really should, and that is very healthy. But if you have one meal, again, one shot, and you need to be able to go on a daily basis. Okay, enough of the bad things about OMAD, because it really isn't bad. It's just that you need to troubleshoot and pay attention of what's going on in your body and then address it right away. So these are the pros of living the OMAD lifestyle. For one, it's so much flexibility in when you can eat. If you need to adjust that meal time, then you can do that. You can eat with others, you can be sociable. You don't necessarily have to say, okay, I'm only gonna eat at dinner time. But with OMAD, you can push it up to a lunchtime. Maybe you have clients that you want to take to lunch, or maybe you just want to have lunch with your family members or a loved one. You can adjust your time. Sometimes when you do adjust it, like for instance, I usually eat dinner every day with OMAD. On the weekends, I may have a meal and a half, like a meal and a snack, or I still stick to the one meal, but I pushed it up to lunchtime or a brunch. That's moving it up to say 1 o'clock instead of say 5 o'clock for me. What I do is push it, and then that becomes my extended fast for the next day, which can turn into a 36-hour fast, which I love to do on a weekly basis, at least 36 to 48 hours. That will help shock the system and keep you from getting stagnated in your weight goals or just maintenance in itself. It gives so much clarity. And this is where I find that I have to be creative at times that I feel that I'm not. And if I'm stressed or something like that, it's so hard to come up with ideas, at least for videos, for you guys, and then also, just to be creative in general. That's where my happy spot is. So I know that the more I fast, the more clarity I have in my mind, and so therefore more ideas flow, and then I'm a happy camper. And I think you would be too. It lowers the cholesterol, and just in general, your health overall, it just gets better. Now, I automatically have high cholesterol because of my genetics, it's just been that way. I noticed that my cholesterol has gone up in this time of COVID world. But I do know that I have to take some extra supplements, and that's okay. You can troubleshoot things and you can see things clearly, especially in your blood work, and you can pinpoint exactly what may be going wrong, because hey, we're not perfect, and we know that there's certain things that we have to pay attention to. And so when you cut away the processed food, cut away all the extra eating and overeating, then you can really see what's going on in your body, and then you can fix it. So the thing I love about it is you can troubleshoot OMAD when you get stuck or you have a situation where you need to address it. It will magnify the problems that may be going on in your body. Basically, there's a checks and balances living the OMAD lifestyle, So my schedule is Monday through Friday. Generally, I'm doing one meal a day. And then Saturday and Sunday, I give myself a little bit of leeway so I can spend time with the family, adjust my schedule, push up the eating time, and then allow myself to have a half a meal or a snack afterwards, or maybe just 2 full meals. All depends. And the thing about that is you want to shake it up a little bit, and so your body doesn't get used to just eating one way, and then you can't lose any extra weight or just maintain. You know how to do that. Confuse your body, just like you would confuse the muscles when you are changing up the types of exercises that you're doing on a weekly basis. Same kind of theory. If you're interested in starting the OMAD lifestyle, right now on regedited.com, I have a cheat guide to starting the fasting lifestyle, which is all in itself the OMAD lifestyle as well. And you can start there. So please check out the link. I'll have it in the description box, and you can get a free cheat guide. If you have any suggestions, if you want me to address a certain type of fasting, or if you just want me to address a certain question, please leave that also in the comment section below. I look forward to talking to you guys on the next videos, and don't forget that caregiving begins with you. Talk to you later. Bye.